Hello, I'm Jean Shafiroff, host of Successful Philanthropy. This is a show designed to highlight the work of philanthropic leaders here on the eastern end of Long Island and then beyond. Today, we are going to take a good look at Stony Brook Southampton Hospital and some of the wonderful work that's being done there right now to help raise funds for the John and Jenny Paulson Emergency Room. With us today is Mirella Reilly, the Director of Special Events, and Joey Wolfer, co-owner of Wolfer Estates. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
You're very welcome. And Mirella, can you tell us a little bit about this year's party? How will it be different from years past?
Well, Jean, as you know, you have hosted the party, I think, 3 times, and
Yes.
including last year, which was a wonderful event, and we raised a lot of money, which is very important for, it funds our emergency department, which is open for everybody 365 days a year. So the funds that we raise support that department, which is very important, has become really into focus the last few months, sadly, but the response from the ED was tremendous during COVID, the peak of COVID. This year we will also be raising money for a new satellite emergency department in East Hampton, which is another really important medical facility for the eastern end of Long Island. And then we will also be, importantly, raising money for our Healthcare Heroes Fund, which is the fund that we set up during the COVID pandemic. So the pressure is on, if you like, to really raise a lot of money for this community. There are so many differences, obviously. I mean, obviously the physical change was one I can talk about, but also because so much happened and we decided there was only really one group of people that we could honor this year. It was clear that the healthcare heroes, everybody at the hospital, from all the different departments, from the doctors, the nurses, the pulmonologists, the physical therapists, the speech therapists, the environmental service people, they're our heroes and they are amongst us, and it was only fitting that they should be the focus of our program this year and our honorees. So we honor all of those workers this year.
Right, and I agree. As a member of the Southampton Hospital Association Board, I'd just like to tell our viewers a little bit about the phenomenal work the hospital has done this year fighting the COVID-19 pandemic. And we are absolutely indebted to the nurses, the doctors, and then the medical staff for their incredible work. The hospital's fatality rate is far below has been far below national levels and state levels, and today there only exist a handful of COVID-19 patients at the hospital. And why is this? This is because not only has the hospital done an incredibly great job, but all of our people living here on the eastern end of Long Island have been careful. And what does it mean to be careful? Well, it means that we have to wear a mask, we have to social distance, and then we have to keep washing our hands. And many of us think, well, it looks like it's left New York. We're okay, we can go out, but the answer is we can't go out. We have to continue to watch because a second wave could strike, and we don't want that to happen. So all of us have a responsibility. And I know the temptation to go out to a big party or to have a big party is there. I'm the first one to say that I love a party. Any party, I'm there. I love a great party, but I'm staying home right now, and so is my family. So on that note, we're going to hear a little bit more about exactly how Stony Brook Southampton Hospital is handling the summer party, what they're doing exactly. Will there be a gala, an in-person gala, or are we going virtual? Mirella?
So, as you know, we cannot have a huge tent and our 800 people all together in one place. So instead, we are hoping to create mini events from West Hampton to Montauk. And the way that we're going to do this is people can still buy a table, but instead of hosting the table at the event, they can host it in their garden. So our gala in the garden becomes gala in your garden. And we will bring everything you need to you, to your home, so that you can host a fabulous event in your own home. And luckily, with the relationship with Wolfer and Joey personally, and with Wolfer Estate Vineyards, we're going to put on a fabulous, we've got a fabulous package ready for anybody who would like to buy a table. And I can go through those individual elements, some of which I have with us today, so that people can really have an event that is that is appropriate for them, where they feel safe and they feel comfortable.
Well, let me just stop you for a minute. So what you're suggesting is that people all across the eastern end of Long Island host a gala in their backyard the night of August 1st. And that would mean you would invite 10 people or less, as we are asked to do, to have no gathering greater than 10 people. And each person would have a little party in celebration of the frontline workers at Stony Brook Southampton Hospital. And of course, this is a fundraiser, right? And
Absolutely.
I know you've asked me to buy a table, and my husband and I have accepted to buy a table. And what will be done with that money is the money will go directly to fund the emergency room and all the workers at the hospital. And what does that mean to all of us living here? Well, it just means that we'll have a better emergency room, because if we supply this hospital with the funds needed to operate on a first-class level, the hospital can do that, correct?
Absolutely, absolutely. We have best-in-class care at the emergency room because we have had such amazing support from people like yourself and other wonderful donors and patrons who have supported Stony Brook Southampton Hospital and the emergency department, and we've never needed it more than we do now.
Exactly. And you know, my husband and I have owned a home here on the eastern end of Long Island for 22 years. And one of the major factors that we thought of when we bought our house was, well, what is the health care like in this community? Is there a good hospital? What if someone gets sick? Is there a place to go? Is there a hospital that serves everyone regardless of their financial status? And the answer to all those questions is yes. Stony Brook Southampton Hospital is ranked among some of the top community hospitals in the United States. And I think that's a great thing, because could you imagine getting sick and going to a hospital where you just weren't comfortable about going to? I don't think you'd like it. I don't think your guests would like it. And I don't think anyone living out here would like it. So going back to raising funds for the emergency room, Mirella, tell me a little bit about the logistics of the party.
I'd love to. So when you buy a table, you receive 3 things. One of them is a party box. Literally, it's going to be a handmade box by a local florist designer. And in it, there's going to be everything you need to host a beautiful cocktail evening. There's going to be these fabulous wines, which I know Joey will tell us about in there. There's going to be tequila and a margarita mix. There's going to be hors d'oeuvres, some crudité with a dressing, some cheese and crackers, and something sweet, some lovely cookies from Janet O'Brien. We've also had some other local vendors participate. We have a beautiful candle from Hampton's Poured, and the Southampton Soap Company is also giving us some beautiful items as well for the party box. So this is delivered to the address that you give to us. You tell us this is just delivered on Saturday the 1st of August. And if you just feel like having a little cocktail party amongst the people you're quarantining with, or if you're comfortable inviting a few people and have the space to do it safely, you can invite up to 10 people. There will be enough in there for up to 10 people. Joey, do you want to tell us about the wines? Because I think we've got different wines in different boxes.
Yeah, we're going to have different levels of wine. So in the sort of ordinary cocktail box, we'll have the Summer in a Bottle, which is our kind of our like namesake staple wine. It's really is the Hamptons in a bottle. And then we, in the other levels, we'll have different wines. We'll add some reds in, some of the whites, the Pearl Chardonnay, I know, is going to be one of them. You know, for us, Southampton Hospital, I agree with you, is essential to the community, and it's one of the reasons why we feel so safe in our community. You know, during the height of pandemic, my restaurant, Wolfer Kitchen, we joined the meal train, and we donated up 700 meals to the hospital. So it's definitely become something that is really close to our heart, and we are so thrilled to be a part of it.
Nice, nice. Now, what are the levels for table purchases? I've seen in the past we started at $100,000, which you might think is a lot, but when you think about health care and if you're able to, well, it's not so much money. Then there was a $75,000, $50,000, and then what's the lowest price table, Mirella?
So this year the lowest price table is $5,000, which is actually half of our usual starting. Actually, last year we were at $7,500, so we've made it a $5,000 table. And just so everybody knows, with that you get the party box. You also get a beautiful floral decoration, a bouquet from a local florist, which is going to be beautiful for your table. And then you also have the option to order dinner from, I think we've got 6 local restaurants. And you can just call them, ask for the Stony Brook Southampton Summer Party special menu. It's a fixed menu, but with some really lovely options. And you just call them and you say, okay, there's 2 of us having dinner, please deliver. Or we have up to 10 guests, and you can order dinner for up to 10 people from a local restaurant.
And is that free?
That is all part of the table. The table includes 3 things: the bouquet, the party box, and then the option for dinner.
And then free dinner.
And
nice.
dinner. And one of the restaurants says...
You mean I won't have to cook that
No,
night?
no.
Exactly, a break for
I
you.
like that.
So this
I've
all
never
comes,
cooked more in my life.
I think all of us have been in the kitchen a lot.
A
So
lot.
Be a beautiful break, and they're all wonderful restaurants participating. We've obviously got Wolfer Kitchen in Amagansett. We have Calissa. We have Tutto il Giorno. We have 75 Main, and I think that's it.
Stone Creek.
And Stone Creek, thank you, for West Hampton. So everybody had the spread, as you can see, from West Hampton to the east, to the furthest east end, so we can cover all the zip codes. And it really helps support those local restaurants and all the local businesses, which is another really important part for us this year. We wanted everybody we work with to be a local supplier, because during the pandemic we saw incredible, as Joey mentioned, the 700 meals, we saw incredible support from the community in terms of businesses, individuals such as yourself, and we saw what we can do when we come together as a community. And I think that we wanted to find a way to give back. And the other part of the evening is a toast to the healthcare workers, but also to all of us as a community coming together, seeing what we can do and how we can fight and deal with issues such as COVID. And then look to the future as how can we improve healthcare for all. So the other part of the evening is a virtual toast. I think we've all been Zooming far too much. So it's only 7 minutes at 7 o'clock on the 1st of August, Saturday the 1st of August, and that will be, I promise you, 7 minutes.
You mean the entire program is only 7 minutes?
We want people to have fun. The Southampton Summer Party, Stony Brook Southampton Summer Party has always been a big bash. It's been tons of fun.
A lot of fun,
tons of
great
dancing,
music,
right,
great dancing, and
Joe,
the
I'm sure you've had
party.
fun before.
Yes, just to give our viewers a little history on the party, this party has been in existence for just about 60 years. Mm-hmm. I had the fortune of being the chairwoman in 2010, 11, and 13, and those years we raised $5.4 million for the emergency room. I'm very proud of being able to work with the hospital to raise those much-needed funds. This year, we're hoping to maybe raise $1.5 million or $2 million, or maybe even more money. So anyone watching this, if you're inclined and you want to take out your checkbook and write a significant check to help the emergency room and to help all the incredibly wonderful workers at the hospital, please do so, and I'm promising you, you will never regret, because when you give, you get. The rewards of giving are just extraordinary. Now, getting back to this year's hospital gala, it will be a virtual gala. The table levels are, I'm quite sure, $100,000, $75,000, $50,000, $25,000, $18,000, $15,000, $10,000, and then as low as $5,000. But what about you people watching, or our viewers, who say, I can't afford $5,000, I just lost a job, I would like to help the hospital, what can I do? Well, you can take out your checkbook or go online and go to the website, Stony Brook Southampton Hospital.org, and punch in any number. Maybe it's only $10, maybe it'll be $25, maybe it'll be $50, but collectively, all of these checks go towards making your hospital a better place, not only for you, but for everyone in this community, whether they live in wealth or whether they live at or below the poverty level. And this hospital has to be for everybody. We are a community for everybody. And getting back to the party, Mirella, thank you very much. And I just want to ask another question.
Sure.
Say I decide not to give a party.
Yes.
My husband and I, we want to just stay home and relax. Can we make a donation anyway? Is our donation tax deductible? How does that all work?
Yes.
Because a lot of people are very curious. They say, well, I'm willing to give, I want to write a nice check this year. I feel indebted to this hospital. I can think of times when my family has used the hospital, someone's fallen around the pool, they've needed stitches, we've run over to Southampton Hospital. Now it's time for me to show my support. I don't want to give a party. So is my donation fully tax deductible? How does that work exactly?
Yes, the donation, any donation, you can make any donation, as you said, that you like, and they will be very, very greatly appreciated. The party is also partly tax deductible, so we will be sending letters. If people buy a table, we'll send them a letter with the tax deductible amount on that as well, in addition to any donation. The other element this year is the $50 ticket, which we have never done before, which is just $50 to join us on the Saturday the 1st at 7 for the toast. And that's really trying to bring as many people in this community together to toast those healthcare heroes, to say thank you. We have Bob Challoner, who's our Chief Administrative Officer. He will give a short hello to everybody and a welcome, and then there'll be a 3-minute video just recapping what we've been through and how we've come together and come out of this stronger and better. Then there will be Liev Schreiber, the award-winning actor, I think also known as Ray Donovan. We all love him. He was meant to be our host this year, so instead he's going to say a few words to us. And then there will be literally a toast. We want as many people to come onto that Zoom link for $50 and raise a glass, maybe of water in their own homes, but raise a glass.
I like that.
And show a moment of solidarity in this community to thank everybody and to appreciate everybody and to sort of understand that it was by coming together that we got through this and that we can emerge stronger, as I said, and do more and ensure that healthcare on the East End is absolutely first class and comparable to any other medical facility around the country, in New York City, around the world. So please join us at 7 for 7 minutes and raise a glass and praise the people who helped and praise yourselves because this is a community issue. The more we wash our hands, the more we wear masks, the more we take precautions, we're all taking care of each other. So I think everyone just getting together and saying we did it and we can keep on doing it, I think would be a really wonderful community moment.
Yes, and I especially like that you have a lower price ticket. The hospital, the $50 ticket, which is intended for those that want to be part of the party but can't afford the table. And of course, if you say $5,000 is too much and you want to give maybe $2,500 or $1,000 or whatever amount, do that. And remember, when you make your first $1 million, think about Southampton Hospital and think about the importance of this hospital to you, to your family, and to the community, and how much we need this hospital. And again, just to recap, we have an extraordinarily great hospital led by Robert Challoner, the CEO and president, who's been at the helm for over 10 years. He's really turned this hospital into a world-class medical facility and a place that any one of us can feel comfortable going to should we become sick. Now, say I'm not feeling well. Should I have a fear of going there for fear of maybe coming down with COVID-19 because I'll be exposed to it there at the hospital? Or no, I don't think so. I've seen and I've heard that the hospital is doing a great job protecting everybody that walks into the hospital, including its workers. And the workers at the hospital are of foremost importance to all of us involved with this hospital. So tell us a little bit about some of the safety and security measures being taken at the hospital right now.
So people should really not be afraid because if you need treatment for anything, you need to be taken care of. And it's very important that people realize that. I think we've seen a drop-off in even in situations where people are having heart attacks, they aren't coming into the hospital because they're scared of COVID. And in that situation, you really need to come in. And all the strictest protocols are in place to separate COVID and non-COVID, and the testing takes place immediately. So the risks are extremely low. The toughest stringent standards of how to manage patients safely are in place. So don't be afraid. There's also telehealth visits which are readily and easily available. And even in office visits, there are strict requirements that we're all following protocols and best practices to keep all our patients safe. But really, if you need to be taken care of, you need to come in and you will be taken care of. Don't
Absolutely.
delay.
And I think in the early days of the COVID-19 pandemic, I was hearing from Robert Challoner, the president of the hospital, that people were afraid to come into the hospital, and so they were staying home. And unfortunately, people were dying at home because they weren't going into the hospital. Well, please don't be afraid to go to the hospital. It is a safe environment. You won't get COVID-19 at the hospital. The hospital workers are first class. They're top of the line. The hospital is ranked in the top 10% of hospitals in the United States, community hospitals for patient care. We have a hospital here that we're all proud of. And going back to Joey, thank you so much for donating all the wine for the summer party. That's an extraordinary thing to do. I think people are really going to enjoy drinking it. And if they decide not to drink it that night, you can pull it out when you have guests some other night, maybe next year when you can have a big party. But it's so kind and so generous of you, and I'm excited to drink it and to try it.
Well,
I mean, I'm not going to drink the whole bottle, but I'll have a glass.
Okay, well, please don't drink the whole bottle. Well, you can, but don't call me the next day.
No.
No,
less is more.
Exactly. We pick sort of the events of the year and the nonprofits of the year that we do donate to, because we are still a small winery. But Southampton Hospital is definitely at the top of our list this year, so we're thrilled to be part of it.
Well, thank you. And Mirella, can you tell us once again how to donate to Southampton Hospital?
Yes. So you can go to the Stony Brook Southampton Hospital website.
And what is that website?
It's southampton.stonybrook.edu. And you just go there, and if you want to know about the party, you go to special events, and everything is on there, and you will see the link to the summer party, and that's where you can donate at any level. And you also see a link if you'd like to purchase a ticket, whether it's the $50 ticket or the $50,000 table. And we also have our Healthcare Heroes Fund, which I think is on the front page. It's on our front page of our website. So that's also there. So there's lots of ways to get involved and donate. And we really just want, as I said, as many people coming together to raise a glass, to toast together at that for 7 minutes to 7.
Yes, and do you have a paper invitation for the gala that you can share with us for the summer party? I think you have it right there,
we
and
have,
I want you to share it with our viewers. I mean, it's a little hard to see, but there actually is an invitation going out in the mail, and then we'll have an Evite as well. And,
of course.
I think it's great. This is so important to the community. Hopefully we'll reach that target of, I guess, between $1 million and $2 million from this virtual gala. Only 7 minutes of your time needed. But of course, if you want to support Stony Brook Southampton Hospital, a hospital that actually helps not only you, but everyone in this community, I strongly advise that you take out your checkbook, take out your wallets, and make a donation.
Yes, please. We hope that you'll join us in some way. We really
Thank you
do.
very much. And this concludes today's topic, Stony Brook Southampton Hospital. Thank you all for tuning in, and remember, the COVID-19 pandemic is not over. We're seeing states like California and Florida having a big increase in numbers. So this summer, I want you all to go out and have a great time, but remember to social distance. That means 6 feet away from other people. Wear a mask and wash your hands frequently. And thank you very much, and God bless you all.